What's up everybody, this is Master EN Gamer, and we just got some very exciting news regarding Overwatch 2. We may at long last finally have something of an actual release date. Now, this information is technically an unverified leak, but it was published in an article recently by Dexerto, where they go in depth about how Blizzard is evidently planning to release Overwatch 2 in the first half of 2022. Real quick, before I jump into this news though, I'd like to remind you to subscribe and hit up that bell icon to never miss out on any future Overwatch and Overwatch 2 news and content. But now, let's dive right into this article. Now, this article I'm showing off right here is actually a sort of excerpt from a bigger article focusing mainly on the Overwatch League, but this part in particular is very interesting because it suggests that Overwatch 2 will be releasing within the next year. As reported earlier by Dexerto's Richard Lewis, an internal Activision Blizzard source has stated that getting the game released as soon as possible is of the highest priority at the company. We're more than aware we need to get it out, the source said. So the word is, the dev team has been told to lock in the features the game has, get it fixed, and get it shipped. We're looking to get it out before the summer of 2022. Another source in franchise management has stated that the goal is to release the game by Q2 of 2022, which is April 1st to June 30th. The article then goes on to talk a little bit about how the release date of Overwatch 2 will be impacting the Overwatch League and all that, but I want to stay focusing specifically on this new information we have regarding the release date of the game itself. Now, again, I will mention this is leaked information from a reputable gaming news source, but it's still not an official statement whatsoever by Blizzard in any ways, so be sure to take any information here with a grain of salt, because it is not guaranteed that we'll see any of this come to fruition. However, with all this being said, I do have some sort of inclination to believe that this information could very well be correct. As I'm sure many of you recall from like a month or two ago, there was the Metro leaks saying that Overwatch 2 may have been delayed until 2023, and as I discussed in that video, regardless of whether Metro was actually correct with his leaked information, I did think it was possible for Overwatch 2 to be released in 2023, simply because of all the huge hurdles Blizzard has faced over the past couple years, and how that could drastically impact Overwatch's development, or Overwatch 2's development. However, this particular line here really sticks out to me in this new Dexerto leak. The word is the dev team has been told to lock in the features the game has, get it fixed, and get it shipped. This is what makes me think this article more than likely is true. Just the way this is worded absolutely seems like the sort of thing Activision would be forcing Blizzard to do at this point in time. Historically, Blizzard has been a company who takes all the time they need when it comes to developing a game. They spend years upon years finely tuning and polishing their games so that they're basically perfect once they actually release. However, things at Blizzard have changed quite a bit over the past 5 years. Looking at Overwatch specifically, there have been a number of shifts in terms of leadership, most notably with the departure of Jeff Kaplan, so I wouldn't be surprised now if it's actually reached the point where Activision's gonna step in, point their finger at the Overwatch dev team and say, get your stuff together, finish the game, we need it out now. And admittedly, there is some concern associated with that as well. We don't know how far along they are with actually developing the game, so the thought that Activision is like, you've got 9 months to finish it, and then it needs to be out the door, is probably not going to be good for the state of the game on launch. Just saying. Now, maybe they're far enough along that that'll be plenty of time to polish up what they do have and publish a fun, functional, non-buggy game. But also, again, it mentions lock in the features the game has, which definitely seems to suggest that they're just saying, whatever you have done, package it and sell it. No more testing new game modes, no more developing new maps and heroes and other mechanics. Just take what you have and put it out the door. So certainly in that regard, I'm a bit worried. Hopefully Blizzard will be able to end up delivering on everything they've promised over the years, if this is how they're being forced to handle the game at this point. Because, as I mentioned, Blizzard has never been great at working particularly quickly. They've always been a more slow and steady type company, so them having to rush now to finalize and finish up everything they've been working on is a bit worrying to hear. I'm sure they'll still do a good job of finishing up whatever content they have and making it nice and polished by the time it ends up in our hands. And I guess I should also say that I'm not particularly surprised Activision has seemingly pulled the trigger on forcing them to finish right now of all times, because following the lawsuit and everything, the past month has been probably the worst time for Overwatch ever in its entire life. Viewership has been way down on Twitch and YouTube. Number of players has been drastically falling off a cliff. Obviously, this is all stuff that Activision and Blizzard are well aware of, and more than likely that was a huge factor in them deciding to just force Overwatch 2 out the door. So if this news ends up being correct, and Overwatch does end up launching by Q2 of 2022, that's certainly exciting in terms of us finally being able to play the game, but hopefully the game ends up releasing in a finished, balanced, and polished state. We'll really just have to wait and see, I guess. And for all we know, the game will end up being delayed anyways, despite what this leak seems to suggest is their current deadline. So to that regard, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I will also mention that if, again, this information is true and Q2 is when we see the game release, I'm curious as for when we'll start to see any sort of playable beta for Overwatch 2. Given that those typically end up running at least a few months prior to when the game releases. If that does end up being the case again with Overwatch 2, we're almost certainly going to be seeing some sort of beta before the end of 2021, and we're already into the latter part of this year, so we might not have to wait that long simply to play a beta for Overwatch 2. That could end up being right around the corner for all we know. And on top of that, they're going to basically have to start talking more about the game going forward if the release date is really coming up that soon. They don't want to wait until the last second to start advertising Overwatch 2 and getting people hyped with new maps and new heroes in particular. So again, if this information is correct and Q2 2022 is when Overwatch 2 is going to end up releasing, we might have a lot of exciting stuff in store for us leading up to its release very soon. Definitely some very exciting stuff, but again, all just speculation based on leaks from this one article. Definitely let me know your thoughts on all this by dropping a comment down below. Do you think these leaks are correct and that Overwatch 2 will be releasing in the first half of 2022? Or do you think this is all just a bunch of well-wishing and either the game won't be out nearly that soon or it'll be out in a completely broken state because it sounds like the devs are being forced to rush and finish it? Either way, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe, follow me on Twitter, hit up that bell icon, and come join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch content. Special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible, and if you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master EN Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.